Once you raise your consciousness, you can literally feel other people's energy. And you can walk into a room and you would not necessarily know everybody there, but you can sense their vibrational frequency. You can determine if these people are energy vampires or the people with good intentions. You can literally know a person without the person even introducing themselves. And this is the power of raising your consciousness, raising your vibrational frequency. And this happens only when you do a lot of inner work, only when you do a lot of shadow work and kind of have this introspection of your own thoughts. You dive deep into your own subconscious mind, you dive deep into your own soul, sit on it, meditate, let go of all your thoughts, your triggered emotions, and then you kind of get this pocket space. And when you are in this pocket space and you're raising your consciousness, you kind of pick up new things in your surroundings because everything in this universe is energy, frequency, and vibration. So each human being, each being emits a certain vibration, emits a certain frequency. Each of your emotions vibrate at a certain frequency and they correlate to a certain vibrational spectrum. So when you walk into a room, you don't really need to know everybody who's there. You literally walk into an unknown room and you can sense the energy that room carries. Most of the times, we don't sense things before. We have this nature, we have this gift, but it's kind of being dormant, locked away deep inside, and we don't really realize our true potential. We're being so distracted and absorbed by things that don't really matter. We are being run by our past trauma, always worrying about the future. This disables us to actually be intuitive and gain that subconscious vibrations, pick up on that frequency, and identify the true nature of a person. We get tricked into buying something, we get tricked into believing somebody, and we get tricked into loving somebody. And only when you get your heart broken, you realize that that person that you loved is an absolute monster. It's an absolute soul draining demon. And you never really figured it out. And now, when you got your heart broken, now you realize, like, oh my God, was I blind all this time? This is so weird. This is messed up. I should have known before. It was so dumb of me. It was so stupid of me to believe in that person. And then you go on this guilt trip, kind of punishing yourself, shaming yourself, and putting yourself in this lower vibrational frequency. The thing is, let go, stop being triggered by these external emotions, and then tap into that inner potential. Align yourself to this higher vibrational frequency, raise your consciousness. When you are in this meditative space, just observe things. Get into this arena of introspection. Observe everything that's there. And this kind of channels your vision, your consciousness to go tap into that intuitive nature that's been dormant. And you kind of align that intuition and that logical ability that you have. And when you combine both of these together, you have a superpower. You can literally recognize energy vampires within a mile away. You will know when people are talking to you, and you will know, like, are they really here, to care about me, to make me feel all these good emotions, or are they really spiking up my emotions to gain something out of me? Because usually, energy vampires or people who love to drain your energy, they spike up your emotional levels. They kind of match your vibrational frequency. If you're feeling happiness, if you're feeling joy, they kind of match that frequency and make sure to drop down your state. Make sure your vibrational frequency is being dragged down to their vibrational frequency. And they're so charismatic, they're so charming, And they do it in such a seamless way that you don't even realize. It's like your logical mind, like you're making up all this stuff in your head, like, no, they're asking me about my day, they're asking me how I feel. And if you notice, they don't really give out information about them. They only ask information or things about you. They ask how your day is going. They ask how are things in your family. They ask how are things in your life in general. And they never spill out anything in their version or their side of their life. They never tell any personal details of themselves or their family, but they will ask everything about you, your family, your business, every single detail. They will ask about you and then hype up your emotions, essentially spiking up your emotions. And then they will drag it down, make you feel guilty, make you feel all the shame, make you feel pain. And every time you talk to these people, it's like your whole soul has been drained. You kind of lost a substantial amount of energy. And this is what I call energy vampires, who kind of steal your luck energy in a conversation. It's a one time transaction that happens. Now, usually, your logical mind is unable to identify the emotional spikes, the words that they're using, as narcissistic tendencies. Like you don't really know that they are narcissists, they're sociopaths because they're so good at what they do. You don't really know that they're emotional psychopaths. They're energy vampires because they're so good at what they do. Now, even you can go learn all these manipulation techniques, read a bunch of books, and kind of understand the emotional manipulative barrier on the language that's been forecasted or casted upon you. But you have a much more powerful gift than that, and that is your intuition. Unlock your intuition, and you don't really need to know all the best, manipulation strategies just so you avoid them. Just your intuitive mind, your gut feeling kind of informs you that something is wrong. Something is wrong with this person, something is off with this person. And you would have noticed, all right? Now, if you look back at all the painful events in your life, like you would note before something really bad happened, there was one person who entered your life and things went wrong. And if you notice at that point, your logical mind, your rational mind didn't really, you know, absorb what's going on. It kind of made up stuff and you convinced yourself, you backward rationalize, telling, no, this is just a friend. This is a person who cares about me. This is a person who wants to see me grow, who wants nothing but good for me, who wishes nothing but good for me. But it didn't really turn out that way. And that's the reason why you must start, believing in your intuition. And if you really notice, look back, at that point in time, you had a gut feeling that kind of told you that something is off with this person, and something is off in the situation. And you didn't really listen to that gut feeling, but only after the situation has passed, only after things went wrong, you kind of realize, I knew something was going to go wrong. I knew something was off. And then you get this realization, and then you start becoming guilty, and you feel so much shame that you didn't realize it sooner. Now, that is what these energy vampires, psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists want you to feel. They don't want you to be vibing in this higher vibrational state. They want you to be as low in the vibrational spectrum as possible. Only then you will rely on them and they can steal your energy. So, raise your consciousness. Only when you raise your consciousness, you have the ability to unlock your intuition. And always listen to your gut feeling, because 99% of the time, your gut feeling is true. You never really listen to it most of the times, but only when situations became very bad, you kind of noticed that your gut feeling was right, your intuition was right. I'm not asking you to completely rely on your intuition. All I'm asking is marry your intuition with your logical mind. Bring the best of both worlds and watch the magic happen. You will literally figure out people without them opening their mouth. And even certain places hold energy, certain kind of energy. If you walk into a certain room, you'll feel this weird vibe, even though there's nobody in it. You'll feel there's something off with this place. You walk into a house, you'll feel there's something off with this place, and that is your gut feeling telling you that something is off. And now you can actually take action and get out of there, essentially protecting yourself, fleeing from the danger. Now, we always had this gut feeling, it was somewhat dormant, locked away. We are kind of cluttering our mind with all this trauma, all this worries about the future, and these triggers that happens on a daily given basis, and the charming, charismatic words of an energy vampire, a narcissist, and a sociopath. So, declutter your mind, let go, and kind of raise your consciousness, and watch your intuition guide you through.